During high school, students not only gain academic knowledge necessary in life, but also life lessons needed to prosper. One of the most important and exciting things a student at PV will learn is driving, and there are many teachers who make this possible.
Well, the process to get a permit is talking to the student, explaining when they're going to go driving, what the lessons are about. So the process takes about definitely over 6 hours, somewhere between 6 and 8. The best part of being a driving instructor is giving the actual lesson where you see a student improving their skill and being happy with what they're doing.
What I enjoy most about teaching driver's ed is that the kids really get to learn firsthand from the students, from the teachers who have a lot of experience. They get an idea of what it's like to be out on the road, because we also teach behind the wheel. And it's very important to us that kids know the rules of the road so they're safe on the road.
I went driving with Mr. Mazzo and I had a really good experience. He made me feel calm and comfortable.
Well, my experience driving with Costello was pretty good. He kept me calm most of the time, and if I ever made a mistake, he didn't shout at me. He just calmly told me what I did wrong, and I fixed the mistake.
The biggest mistake of a student is going too fast and letting the motion of the car get ahead of their steering wheel. If they would just slow down a little bit, they would keep the car where it belongs.
Well, the most challenging thing to teach student drivers is pretty much making sure that they turn correctly, hand-over-hand steering. We have a lot of kids who don't have a lot of experience and they have a tough time with hand-over-hand steering. A couple of the common mistakes they make: they brake too hard. They push the gas pedal down when they're supposed to be braking. And these are all common mistakes, and we go through that with them, and luckily we have a brake on our side of the car to help out with that.
The most challenging thing to teach a student driver is probably the parallel parking. If they're good off the bat, parallel parking, they get confused and they get nervous. And making one wrong move could really mess up the whole parking situation.
I do feel confident when I drive and the rules of the road, but sometimes I do catch myself speeding, and I have to make sure I fix that later on in life. My first 2 hours I was really nervous, but once I got into the driver's seat, Costello told me what to do and he made me feel confident.
I was really nervous on my first day of driving, but it was good because we got to practice in the parking lot before going onto the real road, which made it a lot easier.
The students need to know that driving is scary, and they need to be on their toes at all times so that they can drive safely.
According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, in 2012, teenagers accounted for 8% of motor vehicle crash deaths. This can all be avoided with proper mentoring to ensure that everyone on the road is safe. Learning the rules of the road is a must before a student begins to drive. That is why the driver's ed staff, including Mrs. Grandy, Mr. Mazzo, and Mr. Costello, are greatly appreciated for their time and effort used to make sure that PV is filled with safe and educated drivers. For PVTV, I'm Paulina Predico.